Hey, what's going on? So today we're going to do a realistic cinematic motion graphics effect, something like you would see in an actual film. And I'm going to walk you through that process. But before that, this is going to be a second test on the university college computers, which are integrated shared VRAM. And so we're just going to see how this is going to work. We're using Religion VFX to create an effect that you would actually see in a movie. So what we're going to do is first I'm going to show you how deactivated licensing works. So we don't really do this, but the only time that we would ever deactivate your license is if we have discovered that you are abusing it somehow. So if you enter your license and you get that little pop-up that says, "Oh my gosh, your license has been deactivated, contact support." Please just contact us. Don't worry. Just contact us and let us know what's going on, and then we can reactivate it for you. As long as there hasn't been any abuse, as long as you haven't been trying to, share your license with 20 other people, then we will reactivate it for you, okay? So, um yeah, that's really the only time this would happen is if we suspect abuse. Okay. Alrighty. So that's what you see me typing here. And yes, I'm just showing you how this works from a user perspective and also as a developer, what I have to do on my side, on my end, to reactivate a license if it's been deactivated. Okay. So we have a very robust, sophisticated licensing system which we built from scratch, and it's enterprise level, like what you would see from Autodesk Maya, from any enterprise software like Adobe. So yes, we have those same. We have similar systems in place to prevent abuse. So that's what you see here. Rather than the software just crashing silently and you're not knowing what's going on, we put these little pop ups, we send you messages so that you do know why the software isn't launching if you've been trying to launch it. Okay, so we have these messages that do display to you rather than the software just crashing and not letting you know why it's not starting. So that's something that we believe is very important to do, is to communicate to the end user what's actually going on. All right, so now I have activated the license on my side on the back end, and voila, now it works perfectly. Okay, so welcome to Univah. And like I said, we're going to actually just go ahead and create a realistic cinematic motion graphics effect, something kind of like a man walking through a wall, and as he approaches the wall, the walls, the stones in the walls, or the bricks in the walls sort of like, you know break apart, like magically break apart, and as he walks through the wall closes back together. So something like that is what you would see in a cinematic Hollywood film. Man with magical powers walks towards a wall uh, wall bricks kind of come apart and then enclose as the man walks through the wall. So that's the effect that we're going to create right now. Of course, as you can see, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a cube primitive, and we're going to distribute it in religion using grid distribution. Then we're going to add let's see, what effector did we add? I think for this we're using the offset effector. So yes, we're going to use the offset effector, which is one of my favorite effectors. And we're just going to play with it a little bit to see kind of the effect that we're trying to create here. Okay, so, all right, so, yeah, Let's just play with this offset effector here. Oh, I made it too small. I accidentally made it too small. Let's bring that back out. Okay. Yeah, that looks about right. It's really small, so I'm just going to uniform scale this whole thing up. Yeah, let's uniform scale this whole gizmo up so we can really get a dramatic effect. All right. Once I get something I like, then we'll animate it, okay? I'm just kind of trying to figure out what kind of effect I want to do. Probably something toward the bottom since we are going to have a man walking through the wall. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and push this effector down here. I'm going to go to the library and I'm going to add this man. Okay, and let's rotate him so he's facing our wall. Okay, cool. So it's going to be something like that. We're just going to have him walk towards the wall. And of course, those of you who know how to animate, you can do a very easy walk cycle in Maya or Blender. So just make a little walk cycle of your character walking toward a wall. Export that walk cycle as an FBX. Import that into Univah. And there you go. You would have your character walking towards this wall. And because you've animated the fall off, the wall would kind of break apart and then enclose as he's inside the wall. So that's a really easy way to make a realistic effect there. Um, Now we can change this animation on the fly. If we don't like the way the wall or the cubes break apart, we can edit that on the fly. That's the best thing about Univah. So we can change whatever we want. This effect, after making the keyframe, we can change this on the fly. And mind you, this is working on a university lab computer that does not have a dedicated GPU, and we're still able to work in Univah pretty well. The FPS is not going to be high when you're doing this kind of work. This is very sophisticated work, so it's always better to have a GPU, a dedicated GPU. But the purpose of this video is to show you that you still will be able to create cool effects even if you have a shared VRAM. Uh-oh. A police. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a camera, and we're going to actually do a look at. So we're going to have the camera look at this animated character. So you just click on the camera, click look at, and then click on the man. So now the camera is looking at the man. So that's a really cool way to very quickly animate your camera. And now we're going to play this animation, and as you can see, the camera is moving and looking at this person. So now we're looking through this camera, and now we're in the preview camera. I think what we should also do is just do it like a smooth dolly. So we're going to dolly this camera upwards, set a keyframe, and now we're going to have this camera look at and also follow this character. Of course, this would look so much cooler if the character was actually walking, but of course, you guys get the point. Creating a walking character is not hard to do for anyone who actually knows how to animate. And for those of you using iClone, you can just go to iClone, add a walk cycle to your character, export that as an FBX into Univah, and you have a walking character in Univah. And then just have him walk towards this wall, animate the wall using rReligionVFX, and you have a cool effect like this. There you go. You can make this, of course, you can you can animate this however you choose. So in less than 10 minutes, we've created this really cool effect. Motion graphics experts typically spend hours perfecting an effect, but as you can see in Univah, we're able to do it in 10 minutes. So now it's just a matter of tweaking the effect to get exactly what you want. Okay, so there we have it. Exactly. So if you want to sit like a situation where the wall kind of disintegrates or goes up as he enters the wall, it sort of pushes back and then encloses him. So yeah, there's a lot you can do there. This is just to give you an example, an idea of how you can add a camera following an animated character, and you can edit those camera features or parameters rather, and you can also edit the religion distribution on the fly, even after setting a keyframe for the fall off. So that's pretty darn cool. And so here we are. And now we're going to look through our camera and we're going to edit the film gate, resolution gate in real time. So now you get to decide how this exports in your image sequence or MP4 video. You could do a wide shot, you can do whatever you want. You get to enter custom resolution. Thanks for watching.